everybody, welcome to the Homestead. What we're going to talk about today is livestock. How to choose livestock for your homestead. Livestock is usually one of the most primary focuses for a homestead, and that's for a variety of reasons. But one of the biggest reasons is food production. Food production really is very important for our family because we want to be able to grow and raise most of our own food right here on the homestead so that we know exactly what goes into that food. And so that's very important to us. And so livestock has taken on a very important meaning here, and we've gone through some transitions and we've gone through some learning, and we've had a lot of help along the way. And so it's a never-ending process to go ahead and find the right setup that's right for us and that works for us. And it's going to take you the same amount of time and maybe some effort to figure out what's right for your homestead. And so the whole point of this video is how to choose the right livestock, the right type of livestock for your homestead. So let's go ahead and get started. Number 1, make friends with others who know livestock in your area. You know, it's really, really important to make friends with people in your area who have livestock, who know livestock, and who may have the type of livestock that you want to raise, and be able to become best friends with those people so that you can glean all the information that they have and knowledge and experience that they have, and then add that to your skill set. It's really important. I can't stress enough the importance to making friends in the area of which you live, and finding folks who are raising animals right now on the ground, and who can be able to guide you and mentor you as you're learning to raise livestock on your homestead. They're going to be able to identify pitfalls and show you advantages and disadvantages of owning different types of livestock, and being able to manage your pastures, and being able to understand the predator problems that your area is presented with. And so all of these things become a major factor in becoming friends with people in your area who already have livestock and who can teach you so much and get you along the way of becoming a successful homestead in terms of growing your own livestock. And so number 1, the first thing off the bat is make friends with people in the area who are in your immediate area that have livestock, and learn as much as you possibly can from them. This is such a valuable resource that so many people overlook when starting a homestead. Number 2, grow livestock that is best suited for your area. Once you go out in there and you make friends with some of the people who are in your area, and you're learning what they have and some of the advantages and disadvantages of the livestock they're growing, and you learn about some of the problems that they're having, or some of the successes that they're having, you'll be better equipped to make choices on growing the right type of livestock for your area. Let me give you an example. Here, there's a lot of people who grow Hampshire sheep and people who grow Shropshire. We have Shropshire sheep, and we have learned that sheep and goats in the Ozarks, face a lot of worming issues, parasite issues, and that other areas that grow livestock do not experience. And here's the deal. This is cattle country where we're at in the Ozarks. People grow cattle. Most people in the area grow cattle. All the veterinarians that we have come across are geared towards basically cows and horses. That's it. Cattle and horses. Beef cattle, primarily, although there's a lot of milk cattle too, but mostly beef cattle in the area are the dominant livestock that people choose to raise, both for themselves personally and for commercial purposes. And so we have gone out and we've discovered by talking to a lot of people and learning that sheep are not really meant to be grown in this area. And so it's just we're going to transition away from sheep and go to cattle because the ground, the parasites in the ground, and unless you watch your sheep and your goats very, very carefully, you're going to be spending a lot of money on commercial wormers and other chemicals to keep your livestock healthy. And for people like us who really don't want to go down that road and use as least amount of chemicals as possible to keep our livestock healthy, we just don't want to do that. And so we're looking for different ways, different breeds to grow so that we don't have those kind of problems. But in this area, it's just now places like New Zealand and Minnesota and some other places, there's some great places, and even some places out west, those are great places for sheep. Places that are dry, like out west, they have a lot of sheep out there. because the parasites can't survive in the ground. Out here in the Ozarks, where it rains a lot, especially in the spring and fall, the parasites stay alive. They're always alive year-round. They never really die off. And so there's huge parasite issues that sheep and goats have to deal with that other livestock don't have to deal with. Number 2 is grow livestock that is best suited for your area. And one of the best ways you can do that is to meet people in the area, see what they're growing, see the challenges that they have faced, and then act accordingly. Number 3, focus on heritage breeds if possible. If you can, find heritage breeds that are out there that you can focus on that will allow you to have a good, healthy, growing livestock on your homestead. Heritage breeds provide something that other breeds do not. Now, let me give you an example. A long time ago, back when I was living in St. Louis, there was a farm out there called Suisun Park. It's in South St. Louis County, and you could go up to this park, and they would have all of these horses in this big horse barn lined up in different stalls, and you could go to each stall, and there was a plaque above the stall that told you all of the specific data about that horse breed. And I remember going to them and this is how I first learned about all this, was there was a plaque above a horse breed that said, developed in the 1700s in Belgium. You see, a lot of the breeds that we today grow are usually modern developments, or at least modern developments in the last 100, 200 years. And see, that presents some problems. If you go to, like, for instance, we have Shropshire sheep, and those Shropshire sheep were bred to increase wool production and meat production. So, but the thing is, when they bred those, they bred out certain traits to breed in other certain traits, to bring in more meat and to bring in more wool. However, the animal lost some things. For example, if you look at our Shropshire sheep, they have these 2 little nubs up there where horns used to be. Well, there were never horns on the sheep at all. Those horns were bred out of existence of that breed of sheep. If you think about it, why does a sheep have horns? A sheep has horns specifically to keep, coyotes and other predators off its back and to be able to defend itself against things that would try to harm it and harm the flock. And when you breed certain characteristics out of that animal in order to achieve other characteristics, whether it's for meat or milk production or for wool production, you lose some things, and you really don't know, the genetics that are involved with that and some of the disadvantages that you may encounter because of it. So, and Shropshire sheep, we've discovered, are not very parasite resistant, and neither are Hampshires. You have to use chemical wormers for these things. But if you go back to domestic breeds, we're finding a lot of domestic breeds have the ability to defend themselves against parasites and things like that. Same with cattle, same with horses, same with everything. If you go back to heritage breeds, chances are you're going to find a more hardy animal, even though they may not produce as much meat as a modern developed animal, or as much wool, or another benefit that today we find that we would want to be able to have in our livestock. Chances are it's going to be a more hardier breed. And so I really encourage people to look for heritage breed animals. And so we're going to do that too. We're going to be transitioning into turkeys as well. We have chickens now. We're also going to have turkeys soon. We're working on a turkey barn and a turkey coop. And we're going to go back to, I think, Narragansett turkeys, and they're a heritage breed. They do really well. They're a very hardy breed. They don't produce as much meat as some of the other turkeys, but they can reproduce on their own very good. They can forage on their own very good, and they're just a more overall hardy bird. And so, same with sheep, same with cattle. Look for heritage breeds if possible. I think you'll have more success that way. It'll just provide you an overall better livestock with less problems in your homestead experience. All right, so those are the 3 things I would start off when you want to explore this further and how to have livestock on a homestead. What are some of the things you want to look for? I would start with those 3 things. Make friends with others who know livestock in your area. Grow livestock that is best suited for your area. And number 3, focus on heritage breeds if possible. All right, we're going to leave it at that. I hope you enjoyed the video. We'll see you next time on An American Homestead. If you enjoyed this video, please click the thumbs up button below the video. It really makes creating these videos worthwhile. If you want to make sure to never miss a new video, be sure to click the subscribe button. Now you can get your homesteading questions answered. Visit us at our contact page on anamericanhomestead.com and send us your questions. Maybe we'll pick your question for a future video or article on our website.